episode of Outcasts to Icons, and as always guys, if you are enjoying the series so far, please do drop a like on the video. Now, this is actually the second time I've had to record this little intro thing. Thankfully it hasn't cost me anything, because I got a crash dump when I tried to start recording, which was a weird one. I don't know why. I think it seems to be fine now, and I haven't changed anything, but there we go. So we got a crash dump, we're back. We know things are back to usual. Thankfully, because it was about to do a live com, I'd saved it anyway, so no big deal. Actually only lost the first 10 seconds of me talking before I got the crash dump, so all is well. So, obviously in our last episode, we beat Paderborn 2-0 in the first round of the Cup, and I was feeling positive going into the season, but of course, injuries hadn't exactly helped us, and unfortunately, we've really been suffering with that again. I have managed to make a couple more signings, just to try and give us a little bit more strength, but as you can see, it's been a very rocky start to the year. Firstly, the club have proposed contract renewal talks with me, which I have currently declined, because my contract is up at the end of the season, and truth be told, I think we could be in for a tough season. It might be a good time to not quit, but at the end of this season, it might be a good time for us to make our exit. And I'm feeling like if we do get offers from other clubs, if we've in the last year of our contract, there might be slightly lower compensation available for us to move. So I'm thinking it's the best route for us at the moment. But it doesn't mean I'm not committed to making this a good season or trying to keep Hertha up, because that is the main task basically. But it is going to be tough. Admittedly, we've had a tough start. You know, Stuttgart and Leverkusen away games are ridiculously tough, and HSV, you know, they're not a bad side. So it was always going to be a tough start for us. And we've had injuries, and it's not been great. But you know, sometimes you just have to deal with it. So let's just jump straight in. I'll show you the signings that we've made first, though. That's kind of important. So, in terms of obviously still getting lots of offers for people, but that's just how it is. Haris Halkic has gone out on loan to Heidenheim just because it was the only way I could keep him happy, basically. I've been trying to do my best to manage these situations rather than just saying no, because sometimes you just can't deal with this. So, I've managed to sort of fob him off by sending him out on loan to Heidenheim, which does leave us a little bit exposed if Jacko was to get injured or we were to lose him. But thankfully, as you can see, it is now September 3rd. Jacko has signed a new contract, a 2-year extension, obviously on a bit more money, but yeah, so he chose to stay and sign a new deal for an extra 2 seasons, so that's good. And it means that if they do sell him next summer, then they'll get a shitload more money for him. And we got rid of his release clause, so they could probably get about 15 million for him or something, which is great. So, signings. I needed a left-sided player, and this is the one we got. Because we've got scouting worldwide now, I was able to sort of do the usual thing and take a little look at Kelvin. Admittedly, he wasn't actually from a Brazilian side. He came from Rubin Kazan over in the Russian leagues, but still, he looks fairly decent. He's a left-sided player, although he can play it further up and he can play in the centre if we need him, but he's got great dribbling, great first touch, decent crossing. He's basically a good left-sided player, and that's kind of what I wanted. There's a few little weak points in his game, but I just felt like we needed to get someone in there. Again, on a free transfer, we just needed to get some bodies in, because Montero going out, we needed this, basically, so we got it. Also, with our defensive frailties, I managed to bring in Michael Löfner as a sort of covering centre-back, although he's, as much as he's set to rotation, I sense he's going to be getting plenty of game time this year. I also enjoy his rather blurry picture that kind of looks like we've zoomed in on an Instagram photo of him. Obviously, his match fitness is a little low, because we're very, very new. Not new, he's very, very new to the club. It took him a little while to actually join because of me moving money around again, basically, but we're doing okay for money. Obviously, we're still about £1 million in debt, but that is a lot better than it was, and I feel like over the course of the season it might improve, but it just depends on how well we can do. And unfortunately, it's taken so long to improve to a point where I could sign anyone that we really haven't been able to bring in anyone in other than the players we've got. So it's all been free transfers, and this is just basically me scraping the barrel of the market and just trying to see who was available for us, basically. And I think we've done okay with the free signings. You know, we've not actually signed a player for a transfer fee, I don't think, since we joined Hertha, and it's in good stead so far, but it has been a crazy tough start. So we'll get things kicked off. We went to Stuttgart on the opening day and, frankly, got our asses handed to us, is all I can really say. Something I've actually noticed, now, I noticed this after the game when I was looking back, is that when I'm not doing live comms, I make substitutions at much more random times than I do, and I think the reason for that is because when I'm doing a live comm, I'm trying to concentrate on talking all the time, so I always make substitutions around about the 66th minute during live comms, because at least that way I'll always remember to do it. Like, when I'm not doing live comms, I often forget to make them until sometimes like the 80th minute, particularly in exciting games. It's just because I've got so much going on. When I'm doing, you know, when I'm not doing live comms, I'm usually listening to music or the ramble and things like that just while I'm doing this sort of stuff, so it's a little bit strange, but that's basically, I mean, for example, this one I made a couple of early subs and it came back to bite me in the arse in this game, unfortunately. But I mean, it wasn't just that, we were completely outclassed by Stuttgart, and they're a very, very good team, let's make no mistakes about that. Bertrand Traore gave them the lead on 23 minutes, and it was a great goal. It was a genuinely fantastic goal. But as you can see, they've also got Tony Sanabria, who, those of you who watch my Portsmouth days will remember him playing for Manchester United in that. So he is an amazingly good player, and we just could not handle him. He was he only may have scored one goal, but I'm pretty certain he got at least one assist in this match. And then Tobias Muller made it 3-0 to Stuttgart before half-time, and we just weren't good enough in this one, unfortunately. The injuries did not exactly help, but that wasn't until the second half. Like, the first change I made was to get Meffert off, who just wasn't having the best day, and we tried to shake things up, and initially it actually worked, as Alexander Ring managed to score a goal, and that was fantastic for us. 3-1, back in the game, good stuff. Unfortunately then, injuries kind of took over. Breno then got injured, I think he missed our next league match, which was annoying because it was the home game, and then we managed to, well, actually, then we took off Kelvin, and almost immediately afterwards, Tobias Muller made it 4-1, and yeah, then Bojic got injured, so we missed both Breno and Bojic for the next match as well, and started off with a 4-1 defeat, which was poor. But I've always thought we were going to lose that game. I just would have preferred it to not been quite by such a large amount. Unfortunately, in the next match, we had a must-win game at home to Hamburg, and we just didn't do it. And as you can see, we were utterly shocking in this one. Just such a poor performance. Given what we've done in the last game, I decided, fuck it, I'll wait a little bit before making the substitutions, and I was kind of glad I did in a way, because Alexander Ring this time got injured. And they did have to eventually take off Meffert, but I always left that one just in case, because I thought that Kelvin was looking a little bit flagging late on, and I worried. I was going to take him off, but he was actually playing quite well, and it just, I don't know, I thought if we were going to get the winner, it probably was going to come through him in the end. But as it was, Lewis Holtby gave Hamburg the lead early on in this one, and it took an Uwe Andres' own goal on 47 minutes to level things up for us. And it was just a cross put in, deflected into the net type of stuff. We were not really deserved of the point, but we got it, and that was so important for us. 44,000, nearly 45,000 inside the stadium too, which is definitely a bonus. Oh, sorry. Well, as you can see, we're £2 million in debt now. Which is my point. It's tough. We have got TV games though, and hopefully that's going to help us. Next up, we had Leverkusen. This was a slight step in the right direction. Now, we played better. They were still good, but they had a lot of long shots in this match, which is kind of deceptive. So we were fairly decent, and I was a little bit disappointed in this one. Nils Urban gave them the lead early on, and Leverkusen are a good side. They came 6th last year. They're solid. They're a good team. But Ryan Jacko equalised for us with his first goal of the season, and at that point, you know, we were actually starting to control the game. In the second half, they really did step it up on us, though. But Dennis Schoenvelder gave us the lead, a youngster who I put in today just because we had no other players that could play on that right-hand side. He was playing in the place of Alexander Ring. He scored! I couldn't believe it. We were 2-1 up away in the Bay Arena. It was fantastic, but unfortunately, as you can see, insta-highlight, Nils Urban, instant equaliser, 2-2, and then, I thought we were about to get an away point that we really, I actually would say deserved, but really needed. But then Christoph Kramer, 89th minute, great. I mean, it was a great goal, but I was so gutted because I thought we were about to get ourselves a really important point for our season, and it just didn't happen, unfortunately. But no injuries in this game, which was good, which is why, as you can see, I made a spate of late substitutions, because I was like, right, we've not got any injuries yet, let's just get some of these players off to avoid it, because I actually thought we were going to get a point at that point, which was a shame. But you know, shit happens. So I keep clicking leave match. Let's just show you the league table. I like to do it like this because then you get all the other stats too. So as you can see, Schalke are currently top of the league. They are the reigning champions as well. 10 points up with Hoffenheim. Down at the bottom, Nuremberg and Mainz. Mainz, of course, who came up with us. And of course, Furt did not come up. They lost in the playoff round against Werder Bremen, who, as you can see, have started off phenomenally well this season. So you can sort of understand probably why they lost. But we are still not bottom. We've got a point so far. Mainz and Nuremberg have both lost their game. So if we were to get an amazing win over Dortmund today, which I'm not betting on, then we would at least move ourselves a few more points clear. But this is not the sort of game that I expect us to be winning. Like in the next episode, we will be playing a game against one of the teams around us, probably, unless there aren't any games that we can use for that. As you can see, we're quite near the top of the injury list, but still, only 3 players out injured. Now let's take a quick gander at the squad. Obviously, I was looking at the key player stats while we were trying to see who we can get rid of in the summer. But 2 goals for Ryan Jacko so far, and of course Andreas Schweinsteiger, who's playing for the second team, unfortunately still appears on this because he's a first team player, and I really do need to sort that out because he's had to be on the bench, because I might have to move him into our first team actually while I'm here, just to make things a little easier, because otherwise it's just going to get confusing. Right, so yeah, Jacko, 2 goals in 4 games, not the awfulest start. As for assists, Meffert and Rudolph, is Rudolph also in our second squad? Yeah, okay, I'll get him out as well. Just because we need these guys, basically. We don't need them playing reserve games. We need them fit for these games because they're going to be playing useful cover. So as you can see, average rating is Gyoko Todorovsky. He's had a good start to the season, despite us not having the best time. He's actually been playing all right. Key aerial challenges, 11 for Weissenberger and 10 for Todorovsky, which is a surprise. Key passes, 15 for Julari and Meffert with, well, actually 15 apiece, which is pretty solid as well. Key tackles, 2 for Weissenberger. We're not making a lot of key tackles, which is a worry. When you're winning, that's not a problem, but when you're losing, that is a problem. As for interceptions, well, 41 for Weissenberger already, and the value is Todorovsky, interestingly. And Vucicevic up there too. Surprisingly, Jacko, despite that new contract, is not rated that highly. But hey, Todorovsky is wanted by a Russian club. I think it was Dynamo Moscow. But let's go into today's game against Dortmund. It's going to be a tough one. I don't expect us to win it, but it'd be nice to see us test us. Wow, last 12 meetings we've not beaten them. That is impressive. Still not a full capacity, though, for a game against Dortmund. A little bit worrying on that front, I must say. But anyway, unfortunately, we just don't have the squad strength. Right, okay, that's better. There'll be Lufter's debut today, so that's important. So, Jacko, Jalauri, Meffert, Kelvin, Todorovsky, Bojic, Vucicevic, Weissenberger, Lufner, Breno and Kraft. It's at least a little bit stronger. Like, there's still some players to come back, as you can see. Kraus is coming back soon-ish. Kapushka's going to be a little while yet. But it's slightly stronger. But it's still not great. And I do think if we were to suffer a spate of injuries, we could be done for. But I think if Ryan Jacko stays fit, we've got a chance. That is the best way of looking. Now, unfortunately, Lufner, I'm a little bit worried about because I've also switched our training in general to defensive positioning, not just for this game. I've now switched it to that in general. Just see if we can try to, stop the tide of goals. Because unfortunately, no amount of tactical switches is going to change the way we, like a counter-attacking style, if anything, should work better when we're playing against better teams. But as you can tell, we're just not that good. We don't have the squad for the moment. So I'm certainly not going to abandon the tactic because that could just make things a hell of a lot worse. Again, don't know who the player is. Selka and Hakan Çalhanoğlu up front. Royce, Chelemans, Jesus, Herrera, Carlos, Namamdi, Komin Cook, Mats Hummel's still there, Groschkowitz, Horn, anyone else I recognise on the bench? Huppertz, I think, is a real player. Oh, is that Herman? Yeah, he's fast as... Oh, okay, he was. I'm basing that off of FIFA. Let's see, right, let's just go to Kovic. I prefer you. Oh, has his tactical knowledge got worse? Anti. Bad anti. Right, let's do this. I don't want to be embarrassed. We've actually not lost our opening home game, but I think things might improve for us a little bit. We've had a really tough start. 3 games against some of the better teams in this division, and a home game against one of the sort of mid-table clubs. But I do think that Dortmund will probably have the better of us today. They're a good side. Groschkreutz, ball in, Selka, and oh dearie me. Oh, what a start. A Kraft own goal. I thought he'd saved it. I genuinely thought he'd saved that, and we've conceded an own goal in the 3rd minute to kick things off. Well, as I say, start as you mean to continue. Hey, looking on the plus side, 65% possession, lads. It's a great header from Selka. Oh, I can't believe that's gone in off his knee. What a terrible situation to find ourselves in. Hopefully there's still time for us to come back into this one. We've started off all right here, surprisingly, considering we're a goal down to them. Meffert, go on. Knocked it down for Bojic. Can he get the ball back across the box? No, he can't. Go on. Hope Dortmund play the long ball. They have played the long ball. That's better. If they play more long balls, we might actually have a chance here. Jalauri. Jacko. There's a ball down the channel for him, perhaps. Kelvin. He's got the fullback in support. Can he pick a cross out? Ball in. Cleared away. But it's going to drop down to Vucicevic, who's got a man outside him. Goes back to Meffert. Todorovsky. Breno. This is some sustained possession against Borussia Dortmund. I'm actually quite happy with this. Meffert. Or can he play Jacko in? Jacko. Can he go around his man? He has done. And it's a good save from Timo Horn. That's not bad. We've actually started off quite well in this one. Passing is solid, possession is solid, shooting is solid. Maybe that goal was actually just a little bit of a blip on the radar. Who knows? Maybe we're actually going to have a better performance than I thought we were. We're looking quite good here. Jacko goes around his man, brings it down. Bojic. It's good to see him back. God. Todorovsky now in his more comfortable position. Meffert. Can he pick a pass though? Jalauri. That's it. Kelvin into the box. Can he find somebody who's going to shoot? Oh my life. Another good opportunity. We've got good dribblers. Kelvin's got like 17 dribbling or something, so him running at people could be a scary thing. Now, Dortmund do clearly like to play it out from the back, but they seem to play it long when it reaches the midfield, which is interesting. Jalauri. Into Meffert. They've lost it. And Todorovsky again. Dortmund are playing long ball. Whenever they get into that midfield, they're trying to hit their strikers, and it's not working for them at the moment. Nemandi. Oh, now it's going to work for them, isn't it? I've jinxed it. Come on, guys. We've been really good to start this game. A couple of good chances. Marco Royce, ball across the ball. Oh, come on. Really? A deflected goal, sorry, not deflected, an own goal and then a rebound. I don't believe we're 2-0 down here. We've actually played really, really well. Marco Reus's ball across the box and it's just oh, god damn, that's terrible. I can't believe we've conceded that. We really do not, like, usually there's things happen, but we really do not deserve to be 2 goals down in this match. We've been brilliant so far. Against a really, really good team, we've played fantastic. Kelvin going all the way through here, goes for goal. Bojic at the back post, and it's 2-1 here. Hertha are back in the game, and we really have deserved that chance. It's going to be a hell of a lot for us to get anything from this game, but I must say, based on the opening 32 minutes, we really have deserved everything we've managed to achieve. Unfortunately, I really don't think that they deserve to be 2-0 up in this match at any stage. But hopefully, we can now use this momentum to carry us forward. Unless we concede any more dodgy goals. They're obviously going to make changes, you'd feel, but look at that. We've been really good in that first half, and I'm disappointed to be... I really am shocked that we're 2-1 down. They have been genuinely very unlucky, and I can agree with my assistant on that for once. Usually I don't agree with him, but that is a definite bad time. I guess all I can say is bad times. Right, again, don't want Vogel's opinion. Let me just see if my other coaches have got anything slightly better. 9? Nah, we'll stick with him. Right, so Patrick Herrmann is on for Dortmund. We need an equaliser. We deserve an equaliser, but I don't want to do anything too drastic because I know that they're going to try and change stuff because they won't be happy with their performance. They're winning the game, but they're never going to be happy with this performance. They've hit the ball way too long. The possession is terrible for them. They're not completing their passes. We've actually managed to nullify their tactic relatively well, I have to say, but we've just yet to find the net. Well, we haven't yet to find the net. We've only found it once. Jacko! Oh, yes! 2-2. Hertha Berlin 2, Dortmund 2. What a comeback this would be, and what a deserved comeback it would be. This would be a massive win for us. If we can beat Borussia Dortmund today, and deserve to, comfortably, a few more performances like this, you just never know. Ryan Jacko there, bottom corner. Lovely stuff, lovely finish. Go on, guys, we can have this. I might just hold off until about 70 to make any subs, just because we're playing so damn well at the moment. Oh, damn it. I don't want to consider... Right, that's it. Long ball again from Dortmund. Gilauri, this time they've managed to knock it down, but will they go long again? Goes back to Timo Horn. You can only assume he's going to have to thump this. He's gone to Hummels instead. They're pushed up quite high, but I'm just hoping that... There we go. Gilauri gets on the ball, loses out, but... Selke goes around his man. Good strike, and Kraft this time manages to hang on to it. That's better. Well done, goalkeeper. As much as I would take a draw, in a game like this, where we're actually playing so well, I would like to see us do a little bit more than a draw. I genuinely would. What changes can we make? Alexander Ring would be the first one to come on, just because he's the best player we've got off... He's the best player we have on the bench. Not to say that he's replacing the worst player out there. That's definitely not true. But it's just something we may just have to do. I don't really want to bring on Radziewski, if I'm honest. I'm looking at who's fit as well. Like, Bayrak might have to come on for Vucicevic. Vucicevic isn't having the best time. Then neither's Lufner. And he's not... I'm going to bring on Rudolph. I'm going to make 2 subs here. I try to avoid making double subs, but I do seem to do it sometimes as well. Right, we're going to go Lufner. 20 minutes to go. I'd like to see a win, but I'm not going to jeopardise it by going super attacking or anything, because a draw would be a good result as well. I just really don't feel we deserve to have conceded the 2 goals that we have. One more sub, maybe? It won't make much difference now if we get Bayrak on for Todorovsky. I just don't want to get him sent off, and he's a little bit low on the old energy. I don't know. I feel like we've deserved more than a 2-2 here. And there it is, in the end, 2-2. I feel like we can hold ourselves... We've done really, really well to come back. That is a definite. But I just don't think we deserved to concede those 2 goals. Maybe the Carlos one, perhaps... a little bit unlucky, but that's shown me something. If we can get those sort of points... You know, if we can play like that against better teams, well, not against better teams, but in these home games, then I think there might well be a chance for us to stay up this year. More performances like that are needed. Now that we're getting the players back, it does seem to be a little bit better for us. So let's see who we're going to be playing in the next episode. Leipzig, they look quite high up the league. Braunschweig, Leverkusen. That's quite a lot of games in between. That's a problem. Yeah, we got Leverkusen in the... Actually, no, screw it. We'll do the Cologne game. I know it's a lot of games in between, but we've done not many in between this episode, so it might be good to get a few out of the way in the next episode. We're not going to be able to beat Leverkusen away in the Cup, I wouldn't have thought, but we'll do the FC Cologne game, because that's going to be a relegation battle of a game. They're just above us in the league. Who knows where they'll be at that point? We've got some quite tough games to come. We've got Mainz coming up at home, which I would like to try and win, but you just never know. So guys, if you've liked what you've seen so far, please do drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Outcasts icons, and of course From the Shadows in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for the home match against Cologne, which is going to be absolutely just so important for us. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.